The recording. Yep. Okay. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring OBS up right here so that I can see what's happening in real time, and when I look back, I'm not. What the heck? Okay. All right. So what's on the docket for today is. Oh, don't want to do that. Bad. Apparently, I've got some. Apparently, I leaked. Actually, probably I got it on there from the table. You can see my table's covered in that stuff. I set it down on top of it. It was warm, and it got all over the bottom, and now it got all over my thing in here. All right, whatever. I need to build the arms. Uh, and I've got myself in a bit of a conundrum. I really need to build the arm here. I may need to cut this area right here off. This really probably should have come up in here more. I didn't do that. This right here is where the arm really should go. So I think what we'll do. Do I want to do that? Yep, I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Do a little. I may try to bring this up in here some, but for now, about here. think we're gonna move this up into here. It's gonna be kind of a pain to get it in there, but I think I need it. Pretty much what I want. I'm gonna kind of not worry about some of the other things I want to work on right here. So arms. Back to the tinfoil. Because I need. Alright, so his arms, from what I've been seeing, kind of come back and then forward and then kind of like down like this. That actually might not be too bad, just like that. As far as an armature. Might be too long. I don't know. Might not be too long. What I'm doing is kind of buff up the hand a little bit there. Alright, so cut that much off. I'm gonna shorten that arm up. That's probably a little closer to what I like. Is that too long? I don't think it is. I think once, because it will be sticking not right there, but over here. I think we're going with that. Alright, so I'm going to make another one similar to that. each other. Okay. And is my clay even remotely warm? No, it's not. He's got rear legs too. I'm debating if I even want to bother with them. They're they're so small and not like really well formed. Um, so I don't know if I want to do them. I don't know if I even want to make them. I want to get the arms on. Once I get the arms on, I'll make a decision from there. I feel like I want. I'll probably build the legs, and maybe not use them. That's there. That's my plan. How's that? Use this piece for the legs. And the rear legs kind of kick forward. They just kind of hang back there on him. What I'm just trying to do is kind of add a little definition there to the. I just don't know. I don't know if I even like the design of the back legs on him. Alright, I can probably start working with this. Alright, so this is all. Gremlin, seriously. Alright, so I think this is how I did the arms on that guy. I made like the muscle groups. Um, so like this. That, then the tricep starts kind of back there and then wraps around the front. So it kind of starts back here, wraps around the front, beef that up a little. bicep actually starts more in front, right? Starts more back here at my armpit, kind of like I had it. Okay. A little definition there. And some more in like that. And alright. Do a little. And if I'm not doing like a specific muscle group, I tend to try to just lay it in nice and flat. I got this one a little too, this is a little too much clay. It's going to build it up more than I wanted. Like this right here, this little area right here, I feel like that muscle isn't enough. And I don't want to make him like big Hulk arms, and I can kind of smooth it out later and shave some off if I have to. Remember, we got the shoulder muscle coming in too that I haven't made. I haven't even made an armature for because I'm really just going to kind of stick it on there and see what happens. I think this, the reason I'm not liking it is because this muscle should pull this direction. Yeah. Okay. one that wraps to the inside of the wrist, which is going to be from like back here, or actually kind of middle, but we'll exaggerate it a little. Okay. Put one down here and make a little thing at the elbow. The thing about muscles is if you got a big muscle somewhere, there's a you've probably got an opposing muscle somewhere on the other side. In most cases, um, obviously with your biceps and your triceps, and people notice that in the model. It's kind of part of what makes the model look natural. Is if you build that in, people's eyes see that, and it makes a difference. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's say it's not like a exact true to life, they'll still interpret it as as such because it's just what your brain does. Your brain kind of goes, oh, that's how that works, and it puts a lot of stuff together that you don't realize is being put together, trying to determine whether it's fake or not. I'm just trying to kind of code it now. Shaking like a leaf, people. Shaking like a leaf. Too much monster. Too much monster. I'm going to do a little elbow here. Kind of a spiky, not really a spike, but definitely like a sharp protrusion. Now, I'm too thick right in here. Part of that is I think I've gotten my clay too thick, or my armature too thick right there. So I think we're going to be kind of okay with that though. All I really got to do there is smooth in just a little bit into it. All right. And for the hand and fingers, I may clip, in fact I am, I'm going to clip that off right there. Because your hand, your fingers are about the exact same size as your hand. So, and people will model a hand, but they'll model a hand like that, like I had there before, like this is the whole hand right here. You make the fingers a little longer than this, obviously, especially longer fingers on demons, stuff like that. It's creepier. For some reason, it's a little more unsettling. I don't know why, but it is to me. So, hands take a little practice to kind of get used to making. There's a lot of different stuff going on in the hand, and really I try to form the hand piece itself, like what your fingers are attached to, and then I kind of go from there. I usually do something similar to this, so that it doesn't come straight across. Like it kind of comes straight across here and then cuts down here. For a demon who's got three fingers, three fingers it looks like. I'm gonna give him a thumb. I'm not sure that he has a thumb, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. Because I think I'm gonna get rid of his back legs and give him a thumb. He's an advanced demon, descends from the primate line. He gets an opposable thumb. Alright. And all I'm really doing, I'm just covering up the tinfoil at this point. Then we'll get into some fingers. Alright. And you can still bend it around a little bit, especially when the clay's still warm. You can bend it around and put it where you want to put it, put And if you get a piece of tinfoil sticking out, it's not going to be a huge deal, or shining through a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal. You can you can ignore it and just, like, as long as it's fairly smooth and not like some big jagged piece, it's not going to matter when you go to do the mold. All right, so fingers. This is how I do fingers. Um, I roll them out, kind of like I want them, and then I'm not going to do the thumb just yet. I'm going to do this finger. I roll it out, stick it on, and then I slowly pull it out. And that'll give you kind of a look like that. I kind of go ahead and smooth it in. Um, since there's not an armature for it, for the finger, you gotta be careful with it, especially until it gets cool. Then we'll do some shaping and putting some knuckles and stuff in there. Honestly, the bigger you can make your hands and fingers, the better. It's easier to work with. It's a lot easier to work with. The longer you make them, that's when it starts becoming because the clay bends, and if you don't have an armature under it, you start running into issues there. And if you're looking for something to be like unsettling, change the length of fingers. Change, like, make make this the index finger like longer, or even this finger longer than this finger or something. It messes with people because they see it, they don't like it, it makes them uncomfortable. It's because it's not really something you see in nature. Um, and certainly, I'm sure there's people out there, but don't really see it in people, and it makes people uncomfortable. I'm telling you. Um, I built a scarecrow guy, call him Mr. Creepy Hands, um, and I just used sticks basically. I used sticks and stuff. I wrapped it in paper mache and everything, and coated it in spar varnish and painted it and everything. And it was my first real big Halloween project. Well, people still come up and stare at that thing, and part of the reason is because its fingers are all made of branches. They're all spindly and weird looking, and people, it bothers people. I mean, I don't necessarily know that I'm going that route with this. I kind of have already by making this one shorter than these two. Um, and it's okay to leave a little bump over here because your hand has a little, it kind of goes like that. It's got an angle to it. Um, Once this clay cools off a good bit, I start trying to add in knuckles, it's going to be really thin and it's going to be really tough to do. But I'm going to do it anyway. It's just knuckles and stuff, they're easy. They're easy to do. It's not hard. Thumb, on the other hand, the thumb is a little difficult to get looking right. So I'm spending a little extra time here on the thumb. Just smoothing it in, kind of blending it into the palm a little bit here. I think the thumb is problematic because it's got, I mean, it really does, it's got multiple angles that you're dealing with all at once. See how it flows right into the hand there. I think it looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. I'm actually not really feeling the long finger here, so I'm going to shorten this one up a little bit. I know I just said, oh, make it creepy by making them weird lengths, but I just wasn't really feeling it. Alright, so we've got an arm and a hand. Some fingers. It's starting to cool down a little bit. I'll probably let this sit for a couple hours because it's going to be, I want it cool. I mean, I guess I could like put it in the fridge or something, but I got other stuff I can work on in the meantime. Thumb. I'm doing there. Just adding a little meat to it. In fact, to add a little meat. Right in here. The more definition you give in the sculpting process, the easier it is to paint. You know, paint hides all manner of flaws, but I'm telling you, it is easier. There's been parts on stuff that I've made that I've been airbrushing and going, man, I wish I would have just modeled that in instead of trying to make it out of paint. And like, if it's already modeled, you've even got kind of got like a reference while you're painting, and it makes things a lot easier. So just by giving him a little bit there, on the palm, might save me some heartache a little bit later. I think it'd look better like that. So we're gonna have to really bring out. I think it's pretty good, man. It's just me. All right. Yeah, this is getting awful hard. So, the shoulder area. Kind of. Just make kind of a ball, but I want to be careful with this. Definitely need some on the back side. Wrap this down in here a little bit. Shoulder muscle down some, and I feel like it's sticking out too far. what I'm hoping I can do is cut this arm off at the shoulder and glue it into the shoulder on the finished model, because getting a mold around this in this position is really difficult, and it's a lot easier if I can build that part in two pieces. You could build a mold for this, it's so much more difficult. You start getting into multiple piece molds, you know, where you got 3 and 4. I think the guy I built over there is like 5 sections or something. It was something ridiculous, and I didn't do it right. I used way too much ultra cal. The mold itself probably weighs a friggin' 100 pounds. Yeah, it's at least 70 pounds. All right, and kind of the same principle applies as far as musculature and stuff. Okay. Shoulders actually kind of a big deltoid, but there's so many muscles in there. You can kind of just play with different shapes and see what looks good. You know, hey, if it looks good, you probably did it right. If it doesn't look good, you know, you can always change it. You want to add some round area right here underneath there. and I may end up going, I don't like any of this, and tear it all off. So keep that in mind. I think there's actually supposed to be a plate, kind of has a plate down part of the shoulder. I have all ideas that this is going to be a nightmare to replicate on the other side. Not so much the arm. It's my shoulder area here. I've just gotten like crazy with it here. I mean, I just keep moving clay around at this point. I'm actually okay with that, somewhat. It's going to be a mother to cut off of the arm. But we'll figure it out as we go. So that was the making of an arm. Single arm, albeit, but an arm. Been going for an hour and 2 minutes. We still got the other one to do, but I don't know how well you can see from there, but let's see if I can. It's really heavy. This way. Oh, thank you. It's been a work in progress. I'm gonna stream probably the other part of the arm here in the next hour and a half, 2 hours or something. But I gotta go get something to eat and get a couple things, some adult stuff done around the house. But I appreciate you watching, man. Tune back in when I go live. Thank you.